But I remember my dad going over to Walter Reed's. It was time. My dad told them, like, hey, listen, I can afford to fly up here and see my son every week. But most of his family, because I'm still not out of the woods, most of his family can't afford to come to Maryland from Louisiana or Texas to come, see him often. And so he goes to Walter Reed and was like, came back and he told me, he said, Bub, this is your deal. But no son of mine's going to go to that hospital. And I said, well, I mean, obviously, I'm going to have to take your word for it. It's not like I can skip over there and go check it out. Mm-hmm. And they said, okay, well, we had a friend that worked at the Pentagon who was a one-star, and my dad, my stepmom contacted him and just said, hey, listen, we got to get Jay closer to home. And so I actually they sent me to Bamsey in San Antonio, and I like to say that accounts for 50% of my post-traumatic stress because I was the only Marine at an Army facility. And I'm not sorry about that, but it was a great hospital that, they did just as good work as Bethesda. And, but when they shipped me, they moved me way too soon. I mean, my body wasn't ready for it. And we had to stop in, I believe it was called Scott Air Force Base in Illinois.
Were you flying?
Yeah, I'm a bird. Mm-hmm. And so we stopped in Scott, and I guess we didn't know that we were stopping. And I had only had enough medications in my nerve blockers for a set amount of time to get to San Antonio. Well, that stuff was...
They wanted to do a little layover.
Yeah. So I'm pissed. I wake up when we're there, and this gunny walks up to me. He's like, hey, Corporal Schick, welcome to Scott Air Force Base. I'm Gunny Schmuckatelli. And I'm like, where the hell is Scott Air Force Base, and who the hell are you? Because my tact at this point has gone way out the window. Did not matter your rank. Did not matter. And because I'm at the point where I'm like, what are they going to do? Shave my head and send me to Iraq? Please, you'd be doing me a favor. So I'm pissed. And I call my dad, and I'm like, I don't know who fucked this up, but I need you to unfuck it right now. And he got pissed that I was pissed at him. Something was out of his control, and he was like, Jake, fine, go back to Bethesda. I don't care, but and it was, I was owed that and a lot more. And so they get me in the hospital, and my body just starts to shut down. And so next thing,
this is in the hospital in Scott.
It's Scott, okay, and this is not like a major.
So
hospital.
They did like a legit. They stopped.
So then it's a delay for me to even go to San Antonio because
they got to get you to recover, kind of.
Yeah, and so that series of events happens there, which was crazy. So I go into this shock effect where I'm unconscious, and this is another one of those moments where the higher power thing. I'm coming out of it, and my left head, my head's turned to my left, and the door to my room opens. I knew whoever was about to walk in the door. I just felt like a spiritual presence. I knew whoever that was a person of faith, a person of God. Knew no doubt about it. Felt it when the door opened. The dude comes around the corner, introduce himself, and it's the base chaplain. And I was like, okay, well, that's that. And he said, hey, I'm chaplain. So, and I said, I knew before I saw you. As soon as the door opened, I felt the presence of a higher being. I felt it. I knew it. And this really, you could tell he was moved by it. I wasn't saying it to blow smoke up his ass. I just knew the dude was a man of God. And I mean, it would, again, can't explain it. It's where the whole word faith comes in. Look it up sometime. You got to utilize it. But so then he walks in and starts talking to me. So we have this long conversation, of which I can't remember most of. The next day is when I'm leaving, and he brings his whole family. He had like 4 or 5 kids, and he brought his wife and all the nurses, and I mean the airmen and the reserve Marines and Army guys like made this line on either side of the back door to the bird, and it was like I don't rate what you guys are doing, but appreciate it. Like, I can dig it, right? But I was just thinking, like, it's a little much, but thank you, you know? And it was like, you know, who the hell am I to take away from their right to honor their brethren? Like, you know, who am I to do that? They're just showing love all the way, not halfway. And so, of course, me being me at the time, I didn't look at it that way. I was just like, I'm naked in front of everyone type feeling. I'm just uncomfortable right now. And so they load me up, and we fly from Scott to, we're going to Bamsey, and we stop over, and it was El Paso. Mm-hmm. And on the way, I can see the loadmaster mouth to one of the other crewmen, we're about to fly around a tornado. I read his lips, and I'm like, hey, God, like, come on, man. Throw a dude a bone. Like, I'm going to survive all the stuff I've survived, and if you let me get taken out by a tornado, like, we're going to be fighting. This is bullshit. But I'm just thinking, like, Murphy, back off, bro. Just back off. But it's just these little moments where you find light in these heavy situations. And I didn't know that we were stopping in El Paso. We stop in El Paso, and I'm pissed. Why are we stopping? Why aren't we in San Antonio? Well, because we had to drop off someone who was KIA, and they're just returning the body. And I was like, okay, I'm a major dick. I get it. You know, it was like, well, shit. Could you have told me that? And they probably did tell me, but I'm on so many drugs. Mm-hmm. I'm going to remember about 0.2 seconds of an hour conversation I had with you.